For purchasing the plugin, I will explain how to use it. So the first thing you want is your license key, which will be found when you get the email once you've paid for the plugin. So you put in your license key here and you click submit, and then you will get to see all the settings I've got here. The first thing you need to do is to set up the API settings. And if you're using Everwebinar, you need to tick that you are using it, and you have to have your API key and your member ID. Once you have this, you click fetch webinar name, and you find this information. You come to Everwebinar, you find the webinar that you want to connect. You click on advanced. You click on API custom integration, you copy your member ID and your API key. Once you do that, then you can select from the drop-down the webinar you want. This is for Everwebinar. For Active Campaign, as you see here below, very simple again. You go to your Active Campaign account, which I have here, and you come to settings and then to developer. Once you come to developer, you need to select your URL and your key, your key, the key, URL and key. So you go back to the plugin, you copy your URL here and the key, and then you fetch the lists and you select the list that you want the leads to be entered from the basic or the pro package or both of them. Then you click Save Changes. Ignore this button here. It's not provided yet to you. It's a future feature that we're developing. Then, in order to set up the basic, you come to the basic tab. If you purchase just the basic, and here you can customize the text displayed on the email, on the name, on the form title, the font color for the title, the font family, the button text below the button color, the radius. Radius, you just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the radius is how curved you want the corners of the button to be. I recommend 2. The button hover color, and here, really important, you can put your tag name for the active campaign. Now, if you don't use Everwebinar on the API screen, you shouldn't tick the box that you're using Everwebinar, and you need to specify a thank you URL. So this will point the user after they complete the opt-in to go to the next page. Also, it will not show to the user the last step, which is the first step on the basic, to choose the timings. Okay, that's important. Then, if you want to have the 24 hours format and not PM and AM, you need to select this. And then here, if you're using another language except from English, you can specify the days, how you want them to be displayed. So I'm using Greek, which is my language, and you can start from Sunday. So the translation of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, goes on, and you put a comma separated. So this is an example. Then for the months, you can put it as well here. So you can put Jan, like it's in Greek, January, Janaris. Specify again the months from January to December. Okay, so this is how you do it. Once you do this, you click Save Changes, and you have the same changes. Then you pick the code. So I copy it, and then I can go either to my click. So you can see here these my click funnels, and I select custom JavaScript HTML, open source. I paste the code here. I just paste here, and then I save my funnel, and I can see my changes here. So in my case, let me refresh. I had it before. So in my case, over here, yes, reserve my seat, available. You see the options I put. And you put here the name, the email, and here's reserve my seat. So now I'm using Everwebinar, so it will take me to the Everwebinar landing page. Then the same options can be applied on Pro. On the Pro version, you can apply the same options, straightforward. The only thing that it's not, it's different from the basic version, is that you can specify a partial leads tag and a completed leads tag for the active campaign. So let's say just someone put his email address and then he stopped, then you can put a tag for him, and then you can create automation on your active campaign to make the user come back to finish the opt-in process. That's the advantage of the Pro. The same for the completed leads. So, and in order to explain it in more detail, let me show you an example. Give me a minute. So this is an example of the Pro version. So I can come here, I can put my email like it says. Now, right now, the partial tag will be on your active campaign. Then I put my name. The partial tag will continue to be on active campaign. Once I select my webinar time, then I get the free, then I will be a completed lead tag on the active campaign. So this is really good. It gives you this advantage to make the users come back on what you do. So if you leave the options empty, the last three options empty, then it will come with the default, which is English, and PM and AM for the hours, like I showed in my example. So if you have any questions, let us know. We are going to have the support link as well here, so you can email us. Thank you so much.